Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be talking all about blank Gameweek 28 as we look ahead to a Friday deadline. Lots to discuss this week, including how the team's set to line up and a couple of transfers are planned off the back of a huge Gameweek 27. So let's start off a look back at how Gameweek 27 went. Despite Sanchez losing his spot, I decided to stick to the plan and bench boost rather than pivot to the Gameweek 29 bench boost, which was tempting. 129 points all out, which was comfortably my best score of the season, a Gameweek rank of 4,200, a green arrow to 588k. Still way off where I want to be at this stage, but my rank more than halved. The Sanchez to Steele transfer came in clutch, scoring 11 points, taking all 3 bonus against Palace, and Gabriel nodded in a Trossard corner, picked up 2 bonus and a clean sheet from the bench as well. So 29 points bench boosted, which I'm very happy about, and well done to those of you that used yours this week. If you didn't, there is still Gameweek 29 to come. The Sanchez to Steele transfer has actually opened up an interesting proposition in terms of potential transfers over the next 3 game weeks, more on that later in the video. The biggest talking point of the game week was the infamous March goal. If you missed it, he scored against Leeds, which FPL awarded the points for, and then they later changed it to a Harrison own goal with no March assist either. A couple of days later it was changed back to a March goal. However, FPL have a rule which stipulates that 1 hour after the final match of a day the points are locked in. So unfortunately it meant a March blank in the first match, left wondering what could have been as he was on a 9-pointer before that, could have been a 36-point captaincy. Disappointing of course, but full redemption scoring the winner against Crystal Palace. Can't tell you the relief seeing that going in, having made the decision to captain him. In the end there was little between March, Mitoma, Toney and McAllister for captaincy, with all 4 delivering. Well done if you captained Toney, who was the highest scoring among them. I wonder whether FPL will consider tweaking the rule next season, so that if a goal is changed while the game week's still active then the points are adjusted accordingly. Let me know what you think. It makes sense not to change a past game week once it's wrapped up, or they'll end up changing game week ranks, but when a game week's still active, still live, there is a case to be made for adjusting the points. I suppose it just seems a bit odd for every scores app on the internet to report a March goal other than FPL itself, which is a Harrison own goal still. The catch of course is that this would unfairly favour the earlier games in any game week if they did change it. The first game on a Saturday has more of a chance of being updated, while the final game on a Sunday doesn't. So perhaps the best solution is just to leave it as it is, though there will be occasions where this happens again, which will lead to more frustrated managers. It's an interesting topic and a hot one this week. Anyway, let's move on. It's a blank Gameweek 28 next, so let's have a look at how the team's setting up and the transfer plans this week. If you are enjoying the content, hit subscribe as well, with more content to come every week for the rest of the season. So here's how the team looks, and it's RAYA in goal for the home fixture to Leicester. After his clean sheet against Southampton, he's moved up as the second top scoring goalkeeper once more, on 118 points and just a single point behind Alisson. Brentford have no doubles or blanks for the rest of the season now. Still blanks this week, but the hope is that he can keep his spot, with Brighton expected to double a further 4 times, more fixtures than any other team. Brentford are up against Leicester, who are on a run of 4 losses on the bounce. I'm not particularly confident in a clean sheet though, expecting them to turn it around this week. It's a back 5 this week, which is Zinchenko, Gabriel, Botman, Trippier and Henry. 3 defensive double-ups this week in Brentford, Arsenal and Newcastle. Arsenal top the clean sheet odds according to the bookies with a 54.5% chance. Newcastle in 3rd with a 45% chance, Brentford in 7th with a 34% chance. Arsenal are home to Crystal Palace, who have failed to score in their last 4 matches, 3 losses and a draw. They did look better in the Brighton game, registering several shots on target, which they had failed to do in the 3 games before that. Every game is a must win for Arsenal. With Man City blanking this week, it's an opportunity for Arsenal to close the game week 8 points clear of them, with 1 additional game played over City. Trossard was actually Gameweek 27's top scorer with 15 points, Gabriel just behind with 14 after scoring, keeping a clean sheet and picking up 2 bonus. In the dying minutes of the Wolves game, Botman found himself in a very advanced position in open play, which took me by surprise. He had a huge chance to put the game to bed and should have done better, but we'll forgive him, centre back's finish. Trippier's flying under the radar as a captain option this week in my view. 30 points clear as the top scoring defender, 31 bonus points, which is more than any player across all positions, top among all defenders for expected goal involvement this season. His last double-digit haul came back in Gameweek 17 though, 3 in total for the season. Brennan Johnson is flagged for Forest. If he is out for that game, it will certainly boost Newcastle's chances of a clean sheet. He has been invaluable for them this season. Chris Wood is also ineligible to face his parent club on loan from Newcastle. Henry is a planned transfer out this week. We'll talk more on the transfers at the end. The Sanchez to Steele transfer has freed up cash for a new route of transfers that I hope to go down if all goes to plan. Brentford are up against Leicester, so I'm back in Maddison to get something, which also helps the decision to sell Henry. Since he returned from injury, Leicester's expected goals has been 2.5 against Villa, 1.7 against Spurs, 1.6 against Man United, 1.98 against Southampton and 2.5 against Chelsea. Solid numbers against good teams and a better run of games up next, including that double in 29. Against Chelsea, he put a cross into Amati, which was an absolute sitter with an XG of 0.96. Very unlucky not to get something in a situation like that, but it is encouraging. Saka gets the vice captaincy. I'll be watching the Europa League game against Sporting. If Saka's benched, then it's a really close call. It could be Nelson that gets the nod down the right. Though considering it's 1-1 aggregate, Arteta may feel that he needs to start Saka. Obviously these are elite athletes with world class fitness, but I did notice Saka looked knackered in the first leg and he blanks in Gameweek 27 while Odegaard, Trossard and Martinelli all returned. Just because he blanked last week doesn't suddenly make him a bad captain either though. Need to be very careful of recency bias not getting the better of us. Let me know in the comments who your captain is. And for those of you that don't know, on the community tab in my channel I run a captain poll every week and some other updates, so go check that out. Kane gets the captaincy for the Southampton game. Spurs are out of European football, so a full week of rest ahead of a trip down to St Mary's. 5 double-digit hauls for Kane this season after his 13-pointer last week. Southampton still sit rock bottom of the Premier League, 43 goals conceded in 27 games. Over the last 6 game weeks they rank 13th best for expected goals conceded. Spurs can't afford to drop points either, with Man United 2 points in front with a game in hand, and Newcastle 4 points behind with 2 games in hand. Part of the decision to bench boost in Gameweek 27 was the uncertainty over Toney, among other factors. He picked up another yellow card against Southampton and he's now 1 yellow away from being suspended for 2 games. If that yellow comes in Gameweek 28, he misses Gameweek 29 entirely. I'm sure he's well aware of this though and he'll do his best to avoid a yellow. From a selfish point of view, as a Gameweek 27 bench booster, it's the sort of anarchy that would suit my team nicely. There's also the potential ban for the betting scandal, but there's not been much news on that recently. Toney's home to Leicester, who have conceded 46 goals this season, 3rd worst in the league. Only Forest and Bournemouth have conceded more goals. Haaland blanks this week, no fixture. The safe decision is to hold on to him given his ownership, which is hovering around 80%, and we've just watched him score 5 goals in under an hour in the Champions League. Liverpool vs Man City is historically a high scoring game as well, so there is a concern that he does well in that fixture in Gameweek 29, albeit a single game week. But with so much ground to make up still, the plan is to stay aggressive, so Haaland is gone. There's no one with a fixture on the bench this week. Rashford, March, Mitoma, Steele all blank him. I expect there will be lots of free hits active due to all the blanks, so the hope is just to scrape through and get a green arrow. If yours is active, make sure you watch the free hit video posted yesterday, which will be on screen at the end. If you're not sure whether to activate it or not, that's also covered in the video. So Haaland is leaving the team, and a decision to make on which forward to bring in. The current plan is to sell Haaland for Watkins. Over the last 6 game weeks, only Toney has a higher expected goal involvement among all forwards. We've talked lots about his form this week, and he's a pretty obvious transfer. I decided to take his price rise on the chin in case another option looks better come Friday. For example, if Wilson were to pick up an injury, then Isak might be the best of all the options, and he could also double in Gameweek 30 or 31. Havertz is also a consideration, but right now the plan is Watkins. By grabbing a forward like Watkins, Havertz or Isak, you gain a fixture this week and in Gameweek 29, so in theory they should be able to outscore Haaland in 3 games versus Haaland in 1. The other planned transfer is to sell Henry for Chilwell for a -4. No thanks to Sanchez for losing his spot, as it would have been a free transfer otherwise. However, the Sanchez to Steele transfer has freed up funds for a potential set of moves over the coming weeks, which would be Haaland to Henry, Watkins to Chilwell this week, Saka to Fernandes in Gameweek 29, and then Toney back to Haaland in Gameweek 30. These set of moves would have 0.1 mil in the bank, so I can just barely afford it, or maybe 0.2 mil if Haaland drops again. Obviously a lot could happen, but it's a transfer route that makes a lot of sense in the coming weeks. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like before you go. Make sure you subscribe for more FPL content to come. Tomorrow's upload will be the experts just before the deadline, a big one you don't want to miss. See you soon for the next one.